As far as the 2018 team goes, this is their opportunity to leave their legacy. Georgia Southern's a special place, and it always has been, and each team has always been able to put their footprint on it, and this team can go ahead and get their 10th win, and that would be the most at FBS level for Georgia Southern. So I know they're fired up about that and excited about that, and just it's already been a great season. Being able to go from 2-10 to 9-3 and have an opportunity to go get win number 10, that's very exciting for us. So very excited for this opportunity. Looking forward to play tomorrow.
It's less than 24 hours until kickoff. How are you feeling?
I feel good. I'm ready for it to get to that 24-hour period, just because tonight we're able to lock back into our normal routine that we would normally have on a road game. And I wouldn't take any of these experiences away from the guys, but obviously anytime that you can get back to the normalcy of things, it helps.
Coach, you talk about executing and doing well, what you guys have done well throughout the season. How do you balance that with the fact that a lot of times in bowl games, especially when it's two opponents who aren't familiar with each other, sometimes you'll see teams maybe try to not necessarily get too tricky, but just kind of go against tape and try to get an opponent off balance since they aren't too familiar with you?
You definitely got to be ready for that. You don't want to be the team that gets surprised. If you get surprised, sometimes you get in trouble. But I think if you try to do too much, or where it's us, if we're trying to surprise too much, we'll get away from our identity. And if we get away from our identity and what has been successful this year, that can get you in trouble. So the big piece is, let's go play sound. Let's go play fundamentals. Let's make sure our technique's right. Play fast, play hard, play Georgia Southern football, and see what happens.
Coach, you've mentioned all year kind of what this senior class means to you and this program. 24 hours from now, you'll be in the locker room with them for the last time. What's your message to them just about how this year has played out and how you've gotten to this point?
Well, first and foremost, my message has been how proud I am of them. For them to be able to recover from what happened last year to turning the season around, how much I'm proud of them. But the other thing I'm stressing to them is this is the legacy of the 2018 football team. This football team will not be the same. We're going to have seniors leave. We're going to have freshmen come in. There's going to be a different look when that happens. So it's very important that this is the last time this particular team will play together. So I think they've got to embrace that. They got to embrace one another. The brotherhood is strong at Georgia Southern, and they need to make sure that they play for that tomorrow.
Coach Creighton mentioned the big challenge he sees is their defense against your offense. We've heard a lot about your offense from him. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you see from their defense? They've gotten a lot of turnovers themselves, and they've done a pretty good job of shutting down the run, even against Army.
No, I think we're very similar football teams in that their defense has been opportunistic. I think they're maybe top 10 in the country in turnover takeaway ratio, and then they're very stingy in the red zone. They got a great red zone defense, and so I see a very tough, disciplined football team on defense that really tries to take away the opponent's top plays. And you can tell that they're well coached because they're locked into what other teams do. When you watch their film, you can see they're taking away what that team wants to do. So it's going to be important that we continue to just keep going at it, and understand that we just got to continue to keep playing hard, try to play harder than them, try to want it more than them, and just take advantage of the numbers when you start running our option offense.
Do you feel secure in your passing game if they try to shut down?
I do. I think when you look at Shy over the year, I think Shy's gotten better. That last football game, I thought he threw the ball extremely well. If we need to throw it a lot, we're probably in trouble because we're a run-first football team and we want to dominate the run game. That's what we want to do. And if we're having to throw it, way more than we're used to, that's probably not a good thing. So we've got to go in and establish the run. But if we need to throw the ball, I feel confident in our receivers and Shy to make the plays.